Hey guys, Psychic Amy here. It is Friday, and I hope that everybody's having a really wonderful day. All of these schools finally got out here, and so I know that there are some very, very happy people and some not so happy people around today. But whatever. So my name is Kami Carranza, and I am a channel psychic and medium. Let's see, what do you need to know about me? Today I wanted to pop on and I wanted to talk to you about innocence and the loss of innocence. I was meditating kind of. I guess I was really like driving around in a daze a couple of weeks ago, and I got a message from spirit about innocence, and I've sat with it quite a bit, and I feel like it's something that I wanted to share. But like I said, before I get started, let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Kami Carranza, and I am a channel psychic and medium, and you have found me over here at my YouTube. I am on several other social medias. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram as well as TikTok. I am wanting to make more of a move over here to other outlets other than Facebook. And so hopefully you'll find me here more often. I do offer private readings. I will post a link to that right now. They start at just $15. You can't get too much better than that. Let's see, what else do you need to know? I think that's about it. All right. Let me know if you've watched this or if you're watching this in the replay. Make sure you hashtag replay for me so that I know. And I'd love to know what you think about today's talk. So, like I said, I was driving around the other morning, and I like to go in the morning. I should not do this, but I love to go in the morning and get caffeine for myself. I love to get a McDonald's Coke. It's like the worst thing. I know this is pretty much the only time I drink soda. I just love it. And I'm trying to do it only a couple times a week now. But anyways, I am out and about a week ago. And I'd gotten my Coke from McDonald's, and I like to drive home a certain way. There's a neighborhood that I like to drive through, a couple of neighborhoods that I like to drive through. And so I have like a little path or a routine for myself. I drive through one neighborhood and then I drive through another. And as I was driving through this other neighborhood, I happened to be on a street with the same name as my twin flame. And I began to think about him. And I heard clairaudiently spirit say something to me, and it's given me a lot of reason to pause. And it's what I wanted to talk about today. I heard spirit say to me that when I entered into my twin flame relationship, that I gave up the last little bit of my innocence. I thought this was interesting to me because when I think about losing your innocence or giving away your innocence, but mostly losing your innocence, really, well, all losing your innocence, I think about my childhood. I don't think about adult experiences and the way that they shape my life. Well, I do, but I don't think about adult experiences in the way of experience of innocence. And so something that dawned on me as I had that message and I've processed it around innocence is that we do retain levels of innocence as we grow and go through experiences as we age. We do retain points of experience or innocence, excuse me. And when I entered into my twin flame relationship, I still had quite a bit of innocence. I've done a lot of thinking about this. I've done a lot about it. And when I say innocence, I'm talking about naivety in a way. I'm not talking about, the innocence that is lost with sexual abuse as a child or sexual abuse at all. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about the innocence of naivety. That's really what I lost when I entered into my twin flame relationship. And there have been many points in my life, as I have discovered through reflection, where I have lost pieces of my own innocence. The innocence that I lost in my twin flame relationship happened through experiences that I had never experienced before, and therefore allowed me to have or still live in a somewhat naive bubble, certainly naive to the experiences that I had when I was in my twin flame relationship. I was very innocent then to things like alcoholism. I've never experienced anything like that. I was very innocent to mental health issues, to infidelity that had never happened to me. I've never experienced things like that. I was very innocent to verbal and emotional abuse. I had that as a child, but again, my twin flame relationship, I gave away the little bit of innocence I had remaining. I was definitely innocent to heartbreak. If you guys have listened to me talk about my twin, that was my first love and real connection with a person. Sorry to everybody else I've been with, but with like a person. And the loss of that relationship, in a way, took away some of the innocence that I'd had around heartbreak because I've never felt heartbreak like that before. But like I said, I've begun thinking about other places in my adulthood where I lost innocence. And a really great example to help you connect with this, if you haven't connected with the heartbreak of loss of a relationship. But when I lost my sister, I lost a huge part of my innocence. And again, innocence being naivety. I lost a huge part of it. I had never been exposed to grief. I had never been exposed to that kind of trauma. I had never been exposed to so many of the things that happened when my sister passed away. But nonetheless, in that situation too, I lost some of my experience and some of my innocence. I don't know why I'm saying experience, some of my innocence. And then I wanted to come on and talk to you about this because I wanted to give you points to reflect on too. Where have you lost some of your innocence? And so some of the ways that we lose innocence, I think, as a person, I'll give you some examples, and please let me know in the comment section. But we definitely lose our innocence during traumatic events. And because it opens our eyes to the way that the things operate outside of us. Usually a loss of innocence doesn't occur inside of us. It generally occurs because something happened traumatically outside of us in experience. And so here are some of the ways that you may have lost your innocence. But certainly in me, I lost some of my innocence definitely during my childhood. We had sexual abuse in the house. We had violence in the house. There were things like that that really took away my naivety to how people can be, particularly people that say that they love you. That was definitely a big shift in my innocence because the way that I experienced the world changed, and it wasn't just rosy. It wasn't just a reflection of myself. And I think that's part of innocence too. I think that we almost do something called positive projecting, where we think that because we are a certain way, other people are a certain way. And that has been one of my biggest sort of losses of innocence, is that I learned recently, hi darling, thank you, Sherry. I learned recently that the way that I project myself into the world is not how other people are. And that's probably the biggest loss of innocence that I had with my twin flame, is I thought he would be more like me, and he wasn't. He's got his own issues going on. So I lost innocence with my childhood sexual abuse, with my sociopathic father. My naivety to the way that the world was changed as such a little child. I lost innocence with, I had a stalking incident that when I was much younger that I lost innocence with. I was stalked physically back in the 90s, and it was a really crazy thing. And I realized that was a loss of innocence to how mental health and people are and stuff like that. I lost a lot of innocence again with being raped. I was raped as an adult too, and I definitely lost some innocence there. But one of the things that I noticed about the points of innocence that I lost as I was thinking about it is that most of in fact, all of the times where I lost a little bit of innocence, my naivety was shattered, the way that I perceived the world became less kinder. All of those were socially given to me, meaning all of the ways that, here's a great example, the interaction with my twin, that was a social experience that in which I gave up some innocence, that's for sure. So anyways, I don't know that I necessarily had a lot of points about this. I just really wanted to give you some food for thought and to think about the places in your life where you lost a little piece of your own innocence. I did sit and meditate, and I asked Spirit, like, what do we do about this? And I had no clear path forward. And I've asked several times since I've had this own sort of epiphany myself. I had no clear path forward to help you reclaim and recover innocence, nor for myself. What I did have a clear path forward is that we have the unique opportunity, especially as adults, especially in this amazing age where we are, to help others, especially children, to maintain and retain their innocence. That's really the only power I think that we have now. If you guys have any thoughts about how you can get your innocence back, please drop them in the comments, because I'm at a loss for it. Again, I think I just really wanted to share, give you some food for thought, and think about how you can impact the world going forward, because it is all about how we can help others too. So let me know what you think about this. Again, I didn't have too much of a formal way that I wanted to approach this. It was really just sharing a really interesting experience. And I hope that you found this interesting too. And I hope that you think about it. And I hope that you think about places in your adult life where you've lost innocence. And I certainly hope you ask yourself, do I have any innocence left? And if I do, how can I hold on to it? Because it is a precious gift that we all received upon birth. All right, y'all. Lots of love for you. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Monday, I'm going to talk about somatic healing. I think maybe even over the weekend. I'm very interested in somatic healing. I had an interesting experience happen to me yesterday at the dentist that brought my attention to somatic healing. So make sure that you are subscribed, follow, all of that great stuff, and sending you lots and lots of love. Take care.